Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 7th arrondissement in Paris and the 8th Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of the season. It is a beautiful day in the city of love, but there will be no love lost between the 36 riders taking on this Grand Prix. The French will be rooting for their home riders, including Simon Delestre, who is racing up the Longines Global Champions Tour Championship standings. We bring up the overall standings with Van der Vleuten leading. Bayard Janssen and Van der Vleuten aren't here. On the Champ de Mars and on the daylight in a ring measuring 85 by 40, you do lose a little bit of meters at the edges because it's quite a dome shape, this ring. Kilnerova goes first, then her teammate on Prague Lions, Thibaut Spitz, Scow very early with Dark Deluxe, and then the first Frenchman, Bosti, is in. Sommer, Charles Delestre and Philippe Ars. Harry Charles, by the way, with a horse that makes its 5-star Grand Prix debut. Bosti with Cassius Clay, the birth name of the great Muhammad Ali. Nice and straight over the back rail. 6 into the triple. There's a little touch, I think, coming in and really swings over the oxer, landing steep and deep, and then the 2 strides got long. On 8, adds a step, leaves the blank standing. The 5 get normal. The time is 72 seconds. He is in the jump off by 200th of a second. Next man in is Fernando Martinez Sommer. Very decided, determined to ride 7 strides and not wait for the 8. Moved up on the 7. Was only 200th of a second inside the time. And there's the time, but there's the finish. What's it gonna be for Sommer? He makes it by a second and a half. Fernando Martinez Sommer, and high 5 by 1.5 seconds inside the time allowed. Simon Delestre, who currently sits high on the championship standings. Miscommunication, and there goes the back rail at Longines Global Champions Tour. Delestre on 4. And has that down, and this will be costly. Costly round, costly weekend for Simon Delestre, who with 68.24 posts the fastest round of all so far, but he is third. Christian Ahlmann comes back following his nasty injury that he sustained in Mexico City. A few ticks and taps in that round so far. And again. And again. Oi, 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 Ahlmann, who now waits up to the blank. Can he make the 72? It seems so. It seems so. On his return, Christian Ahlmann, we've missed you, and it's great to have you back. Clear upon his return. Oh, one of his favorite showgrounds. Christian Ahlmann, Mandato van der Neerheide, makes it a clear and makes it 3 in the jump-off. Christian Kukuk with Nice van Sorvliet, second in Doha, with Mumbai also on the Grand Prix, of course. Wondering about the time allowed of 72 seconds. He's jumping clear and he's got 10 to get home. He should be able to make that. And he stays too low on the plank. Christian Kukuk stays in front of Simon Delestre, but it will be not the massive point haul out of this Grand Prix. Here is Pénélope Le Prévost, one of the leading French. Le Prévost herself, of course, a Grand Prix winner. Oh, the Longines Global Champions Tour, multi-Grand Prix winner, I should say. Seven, and here comes the final fence. 72 is the time allowed. Pénélope Le Prévost sprint for the finish line, and a second and a half inside, and that makes it now 2 for the French. Roger-Yves Most and Pénélope Le Prévost are in the group. Ben Meer, 2021. On the added stride on Ginger Blue. Into the final line, and it's gone again. The blank is gone. Le Parisien, the newspaper that has been writing up about this event for weeks now, will get full report to the French crowd. Here comes the Saint-Tropez winner in his recognizable style. Donatello Doge with Julien Empaillard. And there it is, goes back rail. It's a skinny oxo. And Julien Empaillard will not feature in the jump off, makes the time allowed. And let's be fair, for both Martinez Sommer, Alman and Le Prévost, that is quite the relief. With Twina tops Alexander, as he always jumps deep into combinations. And here, look at how she holds him and gives him support. Rode that very strong. Get the 72, tops Alexander, has the last fence down. And his 500th inside the time allowed, tops Alexander. What a pity at the final fence, the golden horses. Jessica Springsteen with the super horse, with Don Juan. There he gets an early touch. Trained for a long time with Laura Krauts. So you do see a little bit of Krauts riding. Holds, get there to the finish. A second. 0.65 of a second inside the time allowed. And wow, Jessica Springsteen is in the group that will race for the win. Gregory Wathelet is next with James Bond. Good jump, good reaction at the Liverpool, and lands here and is good for the time. There it is. That makes Wathelet the 6th clear. Mark McCauley, GRS Lady Amaro. He was in the jump off last weekend in Stockholm with Django Saint-Hermel. What is Lady Amaro going to give him this weekend? No clear so far for her in 5-star Grand Prix, but it seems that this could be the break for GRS Lady Amaro and Mark McCauley. It is her first ever clear in a 5-star Grand Prix. Roger Yves Bost, Fernando Martinez Sommer, Christian Alman, Penelope Le Prévost, Jessica Springsteen and Gregory Wathelet make up, including Mark McCauley of course, make up the 7 riders that will jump the jump off of this Grand Prix. This is what the jump off will look like. Here comes Roger Yves Bost on Cassius Clay. This is fence 1 in the jump off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He leaves out a stride. Most did 7, he does 6. It was 7 in round 1, so there's an option to leave 1 out. Gets over the oxo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 again, of course. No alternatives in here. Now it's all about the rollback. How far does he go? Where does he sit? Now he has the big step. It's not a fast mover, but it's a big strider. He slows down by himself there, Cassius Clay, and now has to move up. He loses a little bit of time in the turn. He doesn't get the sprint out of the starting gate, but does jump a double clear in 38.53 seconds. Roger Yves Bost has just set the stadium on fire with a double clear and put the pressure on the others. Fernando Martinez Sommer now. Slows down well for the upright, but that again takes time. And he is not brave to really shoot forward as he makes it to fence 15, the last fence, and that puts him behind on Roger Yves Bost. He's a second. His first 5-star Grand Prix since the operation, since the surgery, since the fall. There they are. Nearly with the belly over the back rail, and he gets well controlled through the turn for 4. And now, just like in Stockholm last year, that perfect turn on the hind leg. Look at how he makes it. Look at how he makes that turn. Looking now for impulsion, and he is 0.7 and he's up, and the brick is still up for Christian Alman. Is it possible that on the return to the Tour, after all that drama, misery, pain and surgery, he would win it again on his first return? There is Alman, 38.09 and half a second up. Christian Alman beats Roger Yves Post and has the lead now in his hands. Le Prévost's last win, Antwerp 2016, 7 years ago with Flora de Mariposa. Slows down for the upright. Again, that will put her behind Christian Alman, and she does not get the swing to the final fence. The whole stadium screaming and screaming for her to go faster, but she does not catch Christian Alman. Jessica Springsteen. Great shot. It's not perfect, but it was brave and faster. She has to hold now. She would fly too fast into the combination, and this is where she has to keep the momentum. And now speeding up to the last for 38.09. There's the finish, and Springsteen has the last fence down. Grégory Wathelet with Bon James Bondet. With the tight turn from Alman, and the wall comes undone. The wall comes undone for Grégory Wathelet. Mark McCauley on GRS Lady Amaro. And now, this is where it comes down to. That rollback, that feels wider. It is wider indeed. And that means that following the fall in Mexico, what was that, mid-April, that this is the final standing. Christian Alman wins the Grand Prix in Paris after his 2019 win. Roger Yves Post is a proud second, and it's third for Penelope Le Prévost.
In a couple of words, how that feels for you to come back with a win.
The last time I left the global tour was a little bit different, with one arm in the wrong direction, and this is not a little bit more than 2 months ago. I am first of all really happy to be back in the sport and to be able to ride, and my whole team keeps my horses fit, and the first time I'm back in the real sport, let's say. To finish it with a win here, it's unbelievable. Thanks to my team, my sponsors, everybody behind me, and thank you very much, Paris.
Alman is the better man. What changes? The Leicester does not move up that much. Leapfrogs Edwina tops Alexander. De Vos still top 6, then Said and Philippart. What a performance on his first Grand Prix back on the tour. Christian Alman. Here comes the champagne. So make sure you're with us out in Monaco next week. Round 9, Stage 9, Longines Global Champions Tour. For now, have a great Saturday, a great weekend. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.